Hey HappiCrew, HappiDaze here. In today's video, we are doing Grand Party. Another season's upon us, trying to get 15 out of 15 wins, get the max gem count. So that being said, let's kind of dig into the rule set before we go through the first couple day matches. So in today's video, we're going to go through the first 9 matches of the season, just to give you guys a heads up or refresher on the rule details. So with the introduction of the tag system in version 15, they obviously are going to leverage that for this GP. So if the leader is a Revolutionary Army member, a Navy, or a 4 Emperors tagged character, then they get all these additional buffs. The biggest one that I see here is obviously the GP burst requirement minus 40%, which is just insane, and an additional GP burst to you. So what that means, you're going to see units like Shanks, you're going to see units like Kaido, who are just absolutely just going to decimate this season, have a bunch of different boost to their stats, and it's just going to make it for really fun. Now, luckily, there's not too many really great characters in the 4 Emperors. Obviously, there's only 4, so it kind of limits the total amount of people there. And in Revolutionary Army, probably Sabo is probably the only one who's really good there. For Navy, I can't really think of any GP burst leaders who would be good there. Maybe Garp, but still, even that, like, yeah, you get much more bang for your buck with other leaders than you know, him with either the 4 Emperors or the Revolutionary Army. So, interesting rule set this season. So that being said, let's dive into it. Spoiler alert, you can see I already got 9 out of 15 wins. But we'll talk about the strategies of the videos, what we're doing, why we're going through content. So let's start off right now with match number 1. All right, so for the first match of the season, let's go ahead and just take on. I don't know, we could take on Luffy, we could take on the Kaido, but let's keep it easy. We see that obviously the front team of this Luffy team is a Dex team. We have the Strength team, who's just absolutely amazing. Could swap out the Buggy that I have here with the Christmas Uta, but I do like the debuff that the Buggy character gives to both Dex as well as Slashers. I think that's really helpful for getting your special off quick, especially with the Strength team itself. So really, that's why I went with this approach for this first fight. If you've been watching the channel previously in the past, you know that what I go for in these fights is really the ability to get my specials off really quick, tons of damage, especially for that Strength team, because they're just not really great in terms of defense. 1 or 2 bursts and they're completely gone. So you have to get your units to go off first, and that's really what the Buggy and the Uta do and why they're so powerful for this team. So as you can see, we're just kind of cleaning up here. Buggy's coming in, doing special rewind there, which is always great to see on Dalton. Sanji is going to hit us. Unfortunately, I was hoping that we would actually get a little more damage done to us. That way we could go ahead and use our burst. But on the flip side of that, we charge our burst by taking damage, they charge their burst by giving damage, so the fact that they didn't give any damage at all means that their burst is not ready. So going into the next team here, obviously you're a little worried whenever you see the side team, especially with Garp. He just hits pretty hard, is really annoying to deal with. Now luckily he didn't have Kobe on their side to go along with the Garp, so it's not as bad. And you have a Nell who's really not that big of a threat. So that's the good news here. But the Strength team isn't like the most resilient team. So you do have to watch out. 1 or 2 hits and they can really actually take a bunch of damage. But the good news for us is that we should get our burst gauge charged before their burst gauge gets charged. And then we just use our burst and just call it a day. So you can see that's what happened here. Boom, with their burst gauge, wiped out 5 people. Luckily, we still have S-Hawk, who's just about on the verge of being able to go. We're going to take a shot there. And that's what I meant. Unfortunately, it wiped out our front line, but because of that burst, we were able to go ahead and use it and take a hit here from Garp, but still be able to kind of eke out the win. So it was a risky move. I probably should have saved it, let them use their burst on the last match there. Actually, no, they used 2 bursts there. So yeah, they wouldn't have a burst in that last match anyway. So little preemptive, but is what it is. Gets us the win. Good way to start the season, get us that first win. So let's go ahead and get into battle number 2 now. So for battle number 2, let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. What the heck? Let's take on the Kaido team. Like I said, they have a Strength team. We know we can have our Strength team will get into Dex team with the type advantage there. Obviously, the other teams are a little bit scary, but we know that their Strength team is a glass cannon. So if we're able to get at least 1 burst going into that second round, then we'll be able to take them all out and not even have to worry about that third match. But just in case we have that kind of ace in our pocket there. Obviously, you can't see units on the last couple days. So this strategy doesn't always work on the last couple days, but at least for now, it kind of will work for what we're looking to do. We have limited retries up until, I believe it's the 8th win, I think you start losing your retries, but because you have so many, you know, we're not really worried about if we lose here. So their Kaido does have 4 bursts, which is just absolutely insane. The fact that he can kick out people or force out people who have the special fully charged for 10 seconds is just a pain. He does a lot of damage to defense there. Yeah, it's just an absolute pain to deal with. So if you see Kaido, you probably want to avoid him this season, to be completely honest. You'd much rather fight, you know, either a Sai Luffy or an Int Luffy or really anyone else. The advantage here is that, as you kind of saw as we go with the quick team, they ended up doing a lot of damage to both the Kaido and the King, as well as the Big Mom and the Katakuri. It allows us to use our super special that we did, and just does a bunch more damage. So you can see we're literally on the precipice of having our special ready. We're going to take a nasty burst. We're going to get the Force Out done because, as I mentioned, you have that nasty capability of Kaido. But boom, we just come back with our burst, take him out. Now, we only have 2 bursts, right? So we have 2 bursts versus their 4 bursts. So obviously that's something to worry about. They used one of their bursts in the previous battle, so they have 3 left. If I didn't use it, I probably wouldn't have won that last fight, I don't think. So at least this kind of lets us kind of not worry too much about that. Like I said, we're going to take another one right off Riff, which is just a pain. You can see he did a bunch of damage to some units there, but we're kind of trucking along. I don't expect to win this one just because, obviously with Uta being able to give the CT speed increase, it just makes it pretty hard to get your specials off before them. We're going to take a little shot here. We lost Odin. That's obviously not ideal. The shields come just a little bit too late, and pretty much they have all their strength guys ready to go. But the benefit for us is that we have Zoro Sanji, who just went in the nick of time, lets us use our S-Hawk special. It's going to let us use our Roger and Whitebeard special there to take out 2 units. And our burst is ready, and like I said, this team is a glass can team, so I know if I use a burst, it's going to literally take out everyone on their side. Like, don't even have to worry. And unfortunately for us, I had to take another burst. But yeah, you can see now it's just the back line that we have to deal with. Unfortunately for us, 2 of our units are forced out, but luckily they're just about coming back in. And one of them is the Roger and Whitebeard, who have their special ready to go. So once they go, they're pretty much going to take out 2 units themselves. The Sentomaru there in the back line you have to watch out for. He does give, you know, as your other units die on the team, he gives increased CP speed, so that's obviously the one thing we were kind of looking out for. But you can see we were able to take his burst there, and now it's just a matter of just killing him. So just like that, we had to fight the Kaido captain. We were able to beat him. It was close. I'm not gonna lie. It was like super close. So yeah, would not want to have had to go into that last battle there. And have to worry about that. So glad we were able to get the win there. So let's go ahead and wrap up the first day with match number 3. For this match, I'm going to go ahead and choose, let's do the Luffy as the captain. Yeah, I think we're going to do the Sai Luffy at the top there. Just because we know his burst really isn't crazy. We did the Kaido in the last fight, so I really don't want to repeat him, at least again on the first day. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do this fight here, see what happens. Now, I know that their slasher team is the first team, so as I mentioned, we're using the buggy here to be able to debuff the slashers. Hopefully let us go first is kind of the game plan or the goal there. Obviously, we do have to kind of watch out if they get their Zoro and Sanji to go before our guys go. They're going to have every one of their guys go and just absolutely destroy and decimate us. So that's kind of the downside of that approach and why we have to be able to go first. So you can see Jack's already ready. Ooh, we just took a nasty shot there. Yeah, absolutely monster shot. Got the haste from the Zoro and Sanji there. Luckily, Kuma comes in. He does kick out a couple units. We're going to take a nasty shot there. We do have our burst ready. We're going to go ahead and use it, just so we can see if we can take out a bunch of the rest of that front line, since we know all their specials are kind of ready to go. Unfortunately for us, that timing was bad because it would have been better if Luffy waited for those 2 back units to come in. But still, at this point, now it's kind of off to the races, right? I know that this is probably not the best idea. I should have just not worried about it, but I didn't want to lose this first match. So I said, you know what? We're going to take a risk. They already used one of their bursts, so they're guaranteed to use their burst on the second fight to make sure they don't lose. So we can go into that last fight knowing that we don't have to take a burst, which is kind of a huge advantage for us. So this is going to be us against their strength team. They don't have the Christmas Uta or the buggy on here, which is good. They do have the boa, not the boa, the boa Nami unit there. So yeah, you have to watch out for the confusion, especially if that unit is limit break 4. That 8% chance of confusion is not fun. So yeah, you gotta watch out for the waifus there. It kind of is what it is. Luckily, Blackbeard was able to do the reduction of the CT. But then Kobe's like, oh no, let's just let everyone go. So unfortunately for us, we're gonna take a bunch of specials here. Not ideal, but because we have so much defense with this team, and this is even before a bunch of our units went, we're still able to kind of hold off and do pretty good. Half stat to a bunch of dead people. Luckily, with the Luffy hit, he kicks out and forces out a couple units there, which is good. Unfortunately, we lost out our King and Kaido special there because we had the confusion on us. But the good news is Big Mom is ready to go. She has her super special ready, and she just hits like an absolute tank when that happens. So you can see she didn't do as much damage because of the shield that's on there. But still, the name of the game is kind of surviving until we're able to get the Luffy and the King and the Kaido to go, because they're really the biggest damage dealers on this team. They're what's keeping this team afloat and keeping us in the strike. But yeah, when you take a shot from Strength Luffy, that's never good. On top of that, another burst we took. So yeah, we just took an absolute ton of just nasty hits here. So at this point, there's really nothing we can do to win. I'm just going to skip. But at least we know going into the final match that they don't have their burst ready. And it's going to be basically their side team, I believe, versus our slasher team. Again, they have Garp and Kobe, which is just a little bit of pain to deal with. But yeah, this team, especially with the Sanji, is really meant to take out int teams. Don't have, except for the SL here, we don't have any int units on here, so we should be able to go hopefully pretty quick. Basically, the idea is to get our shield up, like you just saw here, get Zoro and Sanji to get their special off, and just have everyone go and just wipe everyone. That's kind of the game plan there. So you can see Odin came in, didn't really do too much damage, but the good news is S-Hawk's going to come in and just absolutely decimate. Gonna take a shot from Garp here, which even with our shield, we still took a pretty hefty toll there. But still, we're able to hopefully go in with the Roger and the Whitebeard here, be able to take them out without too many problems. You'd love to see that. Kobe's going to hit us with a 5,000 HP attack. So yeah, this is why I was saying I should have saved that burst, probably in the first match. Made it not so close there. So we're chugging along. We're not doing terrible. Obviously, we've lost the Odin, which is our CT speed increaser, which isn't great. But the good news is all their specials have pretty much gone. So at this point, we're getting the shield back on, just waiting for S-Hawk to really do his damage there. He's kind of a huge damage dealer with the Roger Whitebeard there. And you can see he comes in, boom, hits 3 units, and gets the win for us. So S-Hawk clutching it for us, getting us 3 wins of the day. So that brings us to the first day complete. We got all our wins. Love to see that. So let's get right into the second day fights and see what happens. So starting off the second day here, let's go ahead and let's take on that middle team. Again, it's a rare recruit captain, so not really anything to worry about. Again, I look for type advantage. We have our strength team against their dex team. Should be able to wipe them out pretty quick. As I mentioned, we faced some kind of difficulty yesterday with both the Kaido leader as well as some of the Luffy leader there. So just to kind of start off the day good, get into a good groove, we're going to go ahead and just take on just a random rare recruit here. Obviously, Jack comes in, does the half HP. Love to see that. We have the debuff that Buggy's doing. Stops Usopp from going, which is always good. And pretty much once Luffy goes here, you should pretty much wipe out their whole front line without too many problems. Jack going again, pretty much twice within the first 30 seconds is absolutely nuts. Luffy just destroys everyone who's in his way. Backbench, nothing to really worry about. We have the Danchin Zhao who can do the confusion. Can take just less than 1,000 damage there. So yeah, we're going to have Kuma come in, do the force out, and just get the win pretty easily there. And this is why we recommend to have everyone set their captain to a rare recruit at the end of the day. So you'll see it at the very last video. I've been doing it all the days since we started. But when you're done your matches for the day, just go into your setup, change your team to an auto team, and it'll just help everyone else be able to get the 15 out of 15 wins, not have to deal with any shenanigans on the last couple days. Now, on the first couple days, it doesn't matter because you can do retry, so it's not really the end-all be-all if you lose. But you want to just make sure that you're giving yourself the best chance to get those 50 gems total. So you just want to make sure you do that. So for the second fight here, you have cross skills. You can do some some special stuff there. You have Soru who does the fixed damage. You have Smoothie who can obviously do some special reverse too, so that's a little bit of a pain to deal with. But it is what it is. We kind of go on. You can see one Luffy burst was enough to literally just wipe out everyone. Nothing to worry about in the back bench here. It'll be over pretty much right here. And boom. See, just like that first match, able to get the win. Pretty straightforward, pretty good, pretty easy win. We'll get some harder matches. So let's go ahead and get into the second match of day 2, see how it goes. So for the leaders for this match, since we've already done Kaido, let's go ahead and just do the Luffy. Just because that top team looks a little scary with the Shanks, and they have a full strength team there and a pretty nasty slasher team in the middle. So this team is a little bit better. Now, obviously, we have to fight the powerhouse team first. Not great, not ideal. But because Buggy does the debuff to the Dex units, you should be able to get the Pizarro there as well as Pell there. Prevent them from going before we're able to get our specials off. So yeah, if some of those other units get their specials off, it's not great. But ideally, we're able to kill them before they get the massive boost to their defense and makes it like super hard for them to kill. So Kuma just comes out and just knocks over everyone. Unfortunately, again, because a lot of people weren't in. We're on the back bench. Luffy's special didn't do as much as it usually does, but still nothing to worry about. We are going to take a shot here. Obviously not great, so let's just give it right back and say, okay, you want to hit us? We'll hit you. Probably could have waited just another couple seconds to see if Big Mom came back in, just to make it a little bit less risky, because obviously now they both have their specials ready to go, which is good. Unfortunately for them, they didn't get the special bind on us on the King unit. They did get it on the Sanji. And King is just absolutely nasty with damage through defense. So you can see, even though that was kind of a mistimed special by me, we were still able to pretty easily get through that. They only have one burst left, so we know as long as we don't use our burst in the second match, then we can go into that third match with the advantage, not have to worry about anything. For match number 2, we have our Slasher team going up. It looks like their team is a int team. The one thing that I hate facing in teams is obviously this Yamato. Like, she's a fantastic unit in PvP, but with her death hit, it's just a real big pain, on top of the fact that we just took a burst from them, so now they have no more burst left, which is perfect. We're just going to go ahead and skip. Like, there's no way we're going to win against the Yamato when our team is already at half HP before we even go. So, is what it is. You have to know when to skip, when to fold, and we go into the last battle. We have our burst already charged. Nothing really too scary about the shooter team. Obviously, the Raizo unit there and the Shinobu is probably the scariest one with just what they can do. But I think that we should be able to either A, get our burst off and take out a bunch before they can go, or have our units be able to go before they do. Now, the advantage to this team, obviously, is the Blackbeard gives the special cooldown at the beginning. So before they really get going, we're going to use our special there, and you can see it pretty much wiped everyone out. So the fact that there's only 3 units left there, and the Blackbeard just a special reverse too, means that we're going to be able to get our heavy hitters to go, and we're going to wrap this up like super easy without having to even worry. So you can see, really straightforward, really simple match to end it there. Get us the second win of day number 2, get us up to 5 wins. We'd love to see that. So let's dig into the final match of day 2 and see if we're able to get perfect for the day. For the final match of the day, I do have a confession. I ended up losing against this middle team here. As you can see, they had a pretty nasty Dex team, and I was able to destroy their first team really quickly. But that 4 burst that Kaido got was just nuts. It was just too much. No matter what I tried to do, I think I could have actually won had I used my burst like 5 seconds sooner in the second battle against the quick team than I did. I waited to think I had enough time, and then I ended up getting the loss. But that's why we do these couple days, and we kind of take the not recruit leaders when we can, because we like to be able to kind of showcase, like, and experiment with what can happen with different teams. So in this case, that Kaido is going to be nasty, and like I said, once you get to day 4 or 5, if you can avoid that Kaido, I totally would. But if you can't, I would just recommend using your own Kaido. It'll just make your life 1,000 times easier. Or use Shanks. If you want to use Shanks too, he'll get that extra burst as well, and that will probably be the game plan going for the last couple days, either the Shanks captain or the Kaido captain. But yeah, it was a little too strong for just having 2 single bursts, so that was kind of unfortunate for us, is what it is. But you can see we're able to pretty easily destroy this team. Kuma comes in. Now, obviously, they don't have a burst, so that makes this a little bit easier from their GP leader just being... actually, he does have a burst. I don't think it's a good one, though. I think it's just a fixed damage for that Luffy. But is what it is. We're going against the Slasher team in fight number 2. They don't have the Roger Early Gabon, so don't have to really kind of worry about that. Just kind of your standard stock Slasher team. Nothing to really kind of worry about here. We'll be able to get our... we might not get our special charge when I think about it, just because we're only about 25% of the way there. And maybe if Yamato can go and do the damage to defense to kind of give us the extra damage, we'll be able to use it. But if we use our burst, it'll pretty much be over at that point. We did unfortunately lose our King and Kaido, which is one of our big damage dealers, so that's obviously not good. And unfortunately, our Big Mom and Kaido just wasn't at their super form to just do the extra damage there. Is what it is. But still, at this point now, we just kind of have to wait. Pell will do some damage himself, but really we won't be able to kind of do the real big damage until Luffy comes back. But it kind of is what it is. So we have all those units that we forced out coming back now. They should have a bunch of their specials charged, so that's probably not good for us. Luckily for us, we didn't get any special bind by the Odin there. So we'd love to see that. So yeah, we're in pretty good shape, I think, at this point. The Super Mom special is ready to go. We'll go in just a second here. We're not going to die from that shot, and even if we did, we have our burst ready to absolutely go. There we go, able to secure the victory. So like I said, that second team that we faced there was just a really nasty team with that Kaido captain. Again, I could have probably changed my team to be a Dex team to take on their middle character, but I didn't. So you can see, at the end of the day, just swap your leader like I just did there, or do auto teams. And with that, we wrap up day number 2. So let's get into day number 3 matches and wrap up the first 3 days of this Grand Party season. Going to match number 7, let's go ahead and take on the Psy Luffy. Again, I see that they have a Dex team up front, so I know that with the Strength team, we can pretty much guarantee that their burst gauge won't charge. Puts us in a really good spot, and just kind of gives us, a good cushion in case we go into, the third match there. We'll at least have another burst that they won't have ready to go. So we're going to go through here. Like I said, nothing kind of too crazy. Jack only hit 2 people, unfortunately, with his HP cut, so that wasn't great. Is what it is. Kuma just comes in and is like, nope, sorry, everyone's getting kicked out. And with that, pretty much we bring in a bunch of the back bench. Luffy comes in, destroys everyone who's kind of standing there except for the other Luffy, who has like a sliver of health. But Kobe's able to just come in and take care of him. Again, we'll have to probably wait till Kuma comes around to kind of finish the match, but we're in absolutely amazing shape here. No worries, no risk to us losing. Again, Kuma doing another HP cut within the first 30 seconds, which is nuts. Sorry, Jack would do with HP cut, and then Kuma came in with the attack there to end it. So going into battle number 2, obviously their burst gauge is just barely charged. They have their side team. I didn't want to have to go against the Slashers just because it just wanted to get this over with. And 2, having this bulky team here means that we can pretty much guarantee that we could probably take 2 bursts and be absolutely okay. Again, giving us another burst for the final match if we can't beat match number 2. We're in a race here to see who can kind of use their special first. Obviously, going into a match, you don't have a choice of being able to get your special off first. The computer will always get theirs off, but in the middle of a regular match, you can actually probably 9 out of 10 times be able to get your special off before they get their special off. Luffy with a hit there does a bunch of damage to us through defense, but that's good, just charges our burst gauge. Big Mom comes in with their super special. Does some damage, but not really like a ton of stuff. We're going to take the nasty shot here. We got bind on 2 of our characters, which obviously isn't good. But our main damage dealers are still alive, which is kind of the key. Again, Carp just coming in with the hits. Our special is ready. We'll go ahead and use our special so that we can take out the rest of the units. Unfortunately, somehow they got theirs all first. I don't know how. But it is what it is. Sometimes that's what happens. We still have our burst charge ready to go. So yep, let's go ahead and use that. Hopefully we can take out the rest of the line that's here. And we do. So boom. There we go. Didn't have to worry about it. We should have had our burst go first. I don't know how come their burst typically went first. But it is what it is. Made it a little bit more exciting. Gave us win number 7 for the day. Let's go ahead and get into match number 8. For match number 8, let's go ahead and take on. We've already done a lot of Sai Luffy's. We've done the Kaido. Let's do the Strength Luffy. So I know he gives a bunch of buffs to, I think it's Strength and Sai characters, if I remember correctly. And also, he does a absolutely nasty damage to defense. I think it's 2.5 times his attack. And he also does like a 6,000 fixed damage against Sai or Int characters. So lucky for us, we don't have any Sai characters. I don't think on any of our squads. But we do have a lot of Int, right? So, for example, we have the Blackbeard on here. We have the Luffy. We have the Int S-Hawk on the other fights as well, so we just don't want them to be able to use their burst. So that's kind of the downside. Now, they do only get 2, like us, so that's the good news, that we should be able to hopefully bait them into using it. It'd be great if they could use it in the first match. That way they only have 1 for the second match. We could still get the win there, but obviously with kind of what's happening so far, it just didn't look like that was going to happen. So they're going to have some of their units come in from their back bench, which will be perfect. We'll have King and Kaido go and just absolutely kind of clean up here. Our burst gauge is charged about halfway, so that's good. But like I mentioned, because they have their burst gauge charged, we're going to switch our teams around a little bit in terms of what the middle team is there. So I think it's just a little bit less risk for our team if we don't have the Int or Sai characters in that second battle, because we know we're going to take at least 2 bursts there, right? And it's going to be very hard for any team that's made up of a majority of Int or Sai to take 12,000 fixed damage, right? On top of the defense they do as well. So is what it is. You could see, unfortunately, I was hoping that they would use it on this first match. Did not. Is what it is. So yeah. We pretty handily won that first match with our powerhouse team there. Nothing kind of too crazy. Again, it's going to be slashers against our strength team, just because our buggy kind of debuffed them. And like I said, we didn't want to have a strength or Sai unit on our team. Of course, with this, we don't. So at least we only have to take the 2.5 times damage, which is just kind of, it's a pain to deal with, but it's not the end-all be-all. With that, we're able to take out a good chunk of their team. And because we have the buggy on our side, they have the... okay, and that's where we take the second special. So, yeah, ultimately we became a sacrificial team, which is fine. Just because we know now we don't have to worry about any of the damage to our Int characters. It just makes it a lot easier. At this point, like, yeah, we sacrificed team number 2 there so we could kind of have extra burst going into the final match. We're literally on the cusp of getting it, so that's good. We got it now. We could actually probably use the special and take them out. Actually, yeah, let's try that. Let's actually use the special to take them out here. They don't have much health. Nice, we got the force out there. So, either way, I think I could have won if we did it that way, like we did. Or if we had our slasher team go against their free spirit team in the back end, I think we still would have been perfect. So, there we go. Got us to 8 out of 8 so far. Love to see that. Let's do the final battle of day number 3 and try to go 9 for 9. For the final match of the day, we're just going to go ahead and take on one of the rare recruit captains. Obviously, we could take on that Shanks or the Luffy there, but it's just, you know, when you get to the end of the days, we don't have more retries, you want to take the guaranteed wins. And that's why that community strategy of changing your leader or changing your teams at the end of the day is so important. You can help everyone kind of get the max amount of wins. Doesn't hurt to do it, so it's super easy, super simple at the end of the matches here. We'll just show you again how we do it, just so you guys are aware. We're going to basically just have King go, Jack go, take out everyone there with the HP cut, and then, like I said, just up to Kuma and Luffy to kind of take it out. They don't stand a chance with not having a burst captain, so we don't have to worry about it. Yeah, we took 500 damage. It was pretty much nothing. We'll get our main guys boosted here, and then hopefully once Luffy goes, he'll pretty much wipe out this whole front line, and then whatever he doesn't wipe out, then we'll just let Kuma take care of that. So there we go. As I said, the only downside to the recruit captain is that the matches take a little bit of time, just because we don't get our burst gauge charged as quick. Is what it is. So we'll just wait for Kuma to go here, and hopefully we'll wrap up this first battle with a pretty simple victory there. So going into battle number 2, we're gonna have our powerhouse team go against their. Let's see what kind of team this is. It's an auto-generated team, so yeah, it's just a bunch of different characters. Maybe you could say possibly slashers, right? Except for the A of Kiji, who's not a slasher. A bunch of the rest of those units in the front are. But again, it doesn't really matter. As soon as the Luffy goes and as soon as King and Gato go, it's over for them. There's nothing they can do. So pretty easy first 3 days. Of course, the first 3 days are usually probably the easiest. Start tomorrow, it's going to get a lot more difficult. You're going to start losing teams. I believe on the 12th, you start losing visibility into the final teams at the end. So that's what we mentioned. To if you can make your leader someone who is in the bottom team there, just to give everyone an idea of what the makeup of that team is. They can just build their teams properly, right? So that way they can kind of build their rearranged teams to take on all 3 battles in case they lose one. So help everyone out. As you can see right there, we got 9 out of 9 wins. Love to see that. Going into the last, like I said, couple days is going to be kind of fun. Went to set up, changed our captain, so hopefully anyone who faces us will just have an auto-gen team, have a lot greater time, won't have to face a burst captain. And that's going to wrap it up for us today. So obviously this week has a lot of crazy news coming out for OPTC. We have new character info coming. I'm not going to be up when it launches because I believe it was at like 2 a.m. EST or something like that where I am. So yeah, love you guys, but I am not going to be up at 2 a.m. because my kids are going to be up at 6. And yeah, it'll just be crazy. So I will have some reporting on the new characters as soon as I wake up in the morning, have a chance to digest what they can do, and then kind of tell you, should you be pulling. Now, obviously, you probably should because all anniversary characters are always great. But yeah, we'll have the kind of full breakdown of what the characters do, how good they are in PvE and PvP, and we'll kind of go from there. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you learned something from these Grand Party videos. If you have any questions about Grand Party, feel free to let me know in the comment section below, and let me know how your season's going so far. Are you 9 out of 9? Did you find anything interesting with the new tag system? Have you been leveraging that to get more burst and better stats and speed? Let me know. So as always, until next time, be kind to each other. Thanks.